Stanja Belisco here with a little more advice for writers. And this is based on some of my own experience. Do you need an agent or not? That is the question. Well, the first thing that you have to learn about in writing these days is that publishing is changing rapidly. It's nothing like it used to be, and it's not going to be much like it is today in 10, 20 years. The old days of making up a manuscript and sending it off to an agent and waiting and then getting a negative response and waiting and getting a negative response and only being able to submit to one entity at a time and all of this and all of that, that quaint old paradigm is gone. Hate to tell you, but if you read books about getting an agent and all this old-fashioned stuff, you might want to keep something in mind. Publishing is changing really fast. Really fast. And if you do get an agent, get one who's savvy to all of that. And if you're as old as I am, age 60, well, even if you're younger than I am, I think it'd be more important, get an agent who's not going to die before you. Get a young one who knows knows about the trends and is willing to take a few risks and is maybe willing to take on new authors, things like that. That'd be my recommendation. Now, when I lived in Hawaii, in Kona, Hawaii, I became concerned about the way that they would tax my royalty income, and I called a whole bunch of people, everybody but the tax department, until I finally did call them and got the answer from them. But I called an agent. And I asked him if he knew about this. It was this thing called a general excise tax in Hawaii. If you move there, you better watch out for that if you're a writer. But anyway, I called this agent. And he became interested in me, in my work. And as a result, he represented me for a couple of proposals. The publishers, unfortunately, both backed off. And in the end, they thought that my work wasn't good enough. They thought maybe my proposal wouldn't sell, or they changed their mind or something or other. But he was a good agent, but he was a lot older than I was, and I guess I didn't give that a whole lot of thought at the time. I found one now who's a little younger than I am, and I don't normally use agents, but I did take advantage of him in regards to getting hooked up with some people in India who want to do a video course in electronics. Actually, a couple of them. They're a startup. Don't know if they're going to fly or not. Don't know if they're going to stay off the ground or not. But this agent is willing to take them on, and he's willing to take me on, and he is really cool, really savvy to all this kind of stuff. This new stuff, videos and links within electronic books and all these other kinds of gizmos and gadgets and bells and whistles that modern publications have. And this is true of fiction as well as nonfiction. And it's true, I think, across just about all publishing genres and platforms. So if you are going to find an agent, I don't know anymore whether you really need one or not. Publishers these days are just really spooked by all of the trends, particularly the piracy on the internet. You know, what's the point in publishing anything with the intention of making a profit if that profit is going to be stolen from you by individuals and hackers and other people like that? But there are ways around that, and there are ways, I think, that are going to make it possible for authors to continue to make a living. But the point here is, find an agent who can help you with that quest, because if you find one who's got all these old standards and all these old kind of fossilized ideas in his or her head, not sure how long that kind of paradigm's going to last, my friends. That's just my opinion, but I'm kind of spooked too, by the way, about this. Any author who's not spooked has probably got some kind of a boneheaded attitude that I don't know anymore. I don't know. Spooked, but challenged. So Writing is not writing anymore so much as it is just media presentation, getting your stuff out there. And if it's good stuff and if people are going to enjoy what you have to say, are you enjoying what I have to say? If people are going to enjoy what you have to say and they're going to remember what you have to say, it'll find a market somehow or another. But these days, somehow or another is just about the best I can offer you. Stan Gibilisco signing off. Till next time, so long.